Dude, I feel way too good this morning.
And we're back at the DP Show, episode 4. Highlight of the week is getting the mic set up where we can be as loud, as quiet, as many noises,
Whoop whoop.
and it doesn't affect us.
I'm not blowing any eardrums out.
We've had a fantastic morning so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Great pump sesh. Rolled into finding Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Finding a 10-hour loop of the Squirtle video playing the
The saxophone song.
saxophone.
Yeah. It's such a vibe.
Yep. Into podcasting, which I've been waiting for all week long. Did a little research on podcasting. So 44% of podcasters stop at episode 3. We're on episode 4.
This is episode 4.
Episode 4.
We're better than 64% of them.
No, I think 44% fail or stop at. So we're a part of the 64%.
The top 64.
Yeah. And where you really see a crazy thing is episode 50, only 9.83% of podcasters are still podcasting. And then you go to episode 200, only 2.4% of podcasters are still podcasting.
Crazy.
Some little statistics to start off Monday morning when this episode 4 drops to the world to watch. What that kind of brings me into is like we talked about probably a couple times about the word motivation and discipline. How I like to use quote unquote motivation is like when you're excited, to do something. And we've talked about this before, but like I like running motivation as fast and long as possible to get as much done. And then once that kind of fizzes out, let the discipline take over. The consistency or build up enough a base of whatever you're trying to achieve where you don't have to put the extra hours in, where you can just let discipline take over. That's kind of what I think we've been doing to this, but whole podcasting thing. But I've really enjoyed it to the point where it doesn't really feel like work. It just feels like fun, It's a hobby to do.
Yeah, it's all we talk about in our spare time. All we do in our spare time. Like, we're up till 11, 12 o'clock, either talking or figuring something out.
Editing or just like, there's so many like different things to do on like the YouTube as a platform, to help get monetized, to help, watermarks in the bottom right corner to subscribe to, videos at the end of it, creating thumbnails, creating better hashtags, better titles, consistency with scheduling videos, making shorts. But it's never really felt like work, It's all been fun. I think over our 5-year friendship, this is probably like the biggest thing we both have been like equal to.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's definitely benefited us too, of not making it feel like it's work or a thing that we have to do. It's something that we get to do,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another thing too. Like just like a lot of people say, oh, I gotta go to work, or I gotta go get an oil change in my car, or I gotta go to the gym today. Well, I think a lot of it, your mindset can change a lot when you say, I get to go do this. Because God forbid something happens to you, or you don't have a car, or you don't have a job to go to, something like that. Well, that's it could be a lot worse, and I think a lot of people take, advantage, or they just get used to whatever their life is, not knowing it could be a lot worse,
Yeah, they take it for granted.
Yeah.
They're not taking the outside perspective of how good their life is, what they could be missing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's a little bit closer to that.
Yeah.
I was talking to my manager about that, like just wondering why like a lot of foreign people that come over here, well, like they become the doctors, the lawyers, owners of businesses, whatever it is. And I was just asking him, I'm like, why do you think that's a thing? And I think it's because they see so much of how bad it could be if they don't make it, where in their mind and how they're raised, it's, one, like that's the only thing you basically have is to achieve this goal or to get this job or to have this type of quote unquote success, whatever that is for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why you see a lot of foreign people with crazy work ethics because they know what it's like not to have it, or if they don't make it in quote unquote in America, what it could be like if they're living back home.
Yep.
So I think that's a big thing, and I kind of agree with that. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's almost sometimes harder if you have everything either given to you or you have access to everything to become something better than what your initial environment was that you're raised in, when you have everything either accessible or it's not hard to get, a decent car, a decent job, and live in a decent house. It's hard to be more than that when you've grown up so comfortable, because the human nature, you just want to be comfortable, you want to be safe. So it's hard to, if you already have that starting out, it's hard to go past that.
Yeah.
That's what, in America, there's so many opportunities, and sometimes too many opportunities can create, a lethargic life, where you basically just sit around and not be more than what you already are, because you already have your necessities and, house, food, shelter, cars, and a job that pays the bills. So coming from, maybe no water, maybe no car, no nothing like that, it's only positives from there. That's why I think that's a.
I also think like, when people are running, it's kind of the same thing. You run a lot harder and a lot faster if there's something causing you pain or you're afraid of it compared to running towards something.
Yeah. Or there's something chasing you, maybe figuratively, like, chasing you as in what the result is if you don't succeed, So, yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense, but.
And then there's like also the part of just like believing that you can achieve something.
Yeah, like kind of like false believe until it happens.
Yeah.
Like everybody laughs at you until you make it, and then they're like, "How'd you do this, man? Like, what would you do here? Like you think I could do something like you did? Like, I mean, I know for a fact, I've told people that we're doing this podcast stuff, and they may act happy, or they may say like, in the moment they may want the best for it, but deep down they don't think it's going to turn into anything. They don't think, they think it's just stupid, but. That's good, because that's why they're not doing it. Maybe they want to do something else, but it's always people think you're stupid, or people don't think you're gonna do anything until it happens, and they start asking you, how'd you do this, or man, was it what made you different to be able to make that happen, or that's all it is.
Exactly.
And these statistics really show about it. I mean, it's. People get excited, they have that motivation initially, and almost half fall off within 3 episodes, And really, you don't start getting a hint of better until like 2-3 episodes, so they're just getting started and people are already tapping out,
Exactly.
Which doesn't really make sense, but I think a lot of people too see like podcasters on like internet, like, oh man, that'd be cool to do, and then you kind of get into it and you don't know what to talk about, or you just aren't that interesting, or you realize that it is a lot of work, or you just get frustrated because you can't figure this out, or I mean, it was definitely some part was frustrating. Like, I know when I was doing all the research of like what to get, what's best to order, that type of stuff, it was pretty frustrating because it's a lot going on and you don't have anything to work with in front of you. And then you're a lot better with the YouTube side of stuff with figuring that out because I'm not the best at computer stuff. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are also afraid of it's not like actual failure, it's more of like public failure. They're afraid of what their friends are gonna say, their family, distant family, people they work around, and like the way it makes them look. And I think that's a big part of why people don't make it past these 3 episodes. They start watching themselves or listening to themselves, and they're like, "This is embarrassing," or "I'm not that good at this," and then they just like talk themselves out of it slowly.
Well, episode 1 was god awful. Like, I was
That might be
embarrassed.
the difference. We laugh at our own failures and just keep
Yeah, I
going.
mean, I'll be honest, like deep down I'm like, dude, like this is terrible. Like I feel like retarded. Like I don't feel like I was embarrassed to tell my mom and dad, be like, hey, yeah, we finally put out episode 1, go check it out, because it sounded awful. I like, but we didn't edit it at all. We didn't redo the whole episode. We didn't wait to get it 100% right before posting it. We just posted it. So when we're at episode 100 or 200, we're in the top quote unquote 2% of podcasters still doing it. We can look back and be like, dude, this is where we started.
Yeah.
Like when we have more people watching us, if it ever gets to that, if not the same 75 subs we got now still hanging with us, they could go back and watch what we started with and what we're currently doing. Because, I mean, even episode 1 to episode 4 is going to be
A huge difference.
right. And a lot of that is part because we just keep putting those extra hours. Like, I've thought about, like, with my quote unquote some extra time in the afternoons, I'm like, man, I was talking to mom about this, like, what's a side job I can just do from home, or do I pick up a side job just so I can maximize my daily hours to either income or production of trying to reach my goals. And then I found myself going to the podcast stuff, either looking up stuff, talking to you about it, or just looking over the channel if there's little tweaks we can make to it just to make it a little bit better. And I was like, you know what? Why not why not myself just invest that little bit of time into something I'm passionate about, even though it's not making money. And I believe if you do something you're truly passionate about, it will pay off in the end, whether that's an income for you or just a getaway of doing something you truly like, or, a release, something. So, talked to mom about that and she agreed. It's a lot easier to enjoy the steps to the goal versus just enjoying when you get to the goal, if that makes sense. I mean, just like the gym, you put in all the work to get to show day and you step on stage, versus if you enjoy every day to get to step on stage, those two people on stage are going to look completely different.
Yep.
Which I've assuming you've noticed that with goals and stuff like that. And so,
Yeah, especially in the gym. It wasn't like actually losing the weight and like looking at the number, like that's cool and all, but like the steps you take, going to the gym, talking to people at the gym, making new friends.
yep.
Experiencing more life outside of just sitting around the house or sitting at home, just playing video games, watching TV, stuff in your face. You get to explore a little bit when you're trying to achieve new things.
And there's a good community in the gym too. Like the gym is generally the only place in the world where everybody is there just to get better.
Exactly.
Like I can't like you go to your workplace, everybody, yeah, of course wants to make income, but everybody's there for themselves, and you get the drama, oh, I'm better than that person, or oh, did you hear about what they did last weekend? Like there's still drama there. Same thing with even sports. Like, oh, I'm not, starting quarterback and he just fumbled the ball. Like he's a shitty player. I'm better than him. You even get that in sports. So you go to the gym. I mean, you'll have some really comparison, I guess, like, but not even really that I notice. It's more like everybody just shows up, either stays in their bubble and just works out, or they talk to people. Everybody's on the same page of just trying to get one day better.
Exactly.
You know,
And a lot of the conversations that happen in the gym, like amongst other gym goers, it's a lot of like complimenting each other.
productive conversation, I think.
Or like they're talking about
Yeah.
how they're more efficient here, how they cook this, how they prepare that, how do they work out, what their split looks like. It's a lot of just like helping each other out. It's a really constructive place to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe it's because endorphins are firing, or you'll feel better because you're in the gym, your body's moving more. Let's see what I'm reading here. And what I was thinking, like, if you're always in, like, I go to work and basically the gym at home, so if you're always in the gym, you kind of think everybody. I've noticed this, like, you kind of think everybody goes to the gym, like, like you look up like the statistics of who can actually bench 225, right? And then you look up at the statistics, and only 1 in 4 Americans go to the gym, and it's like, oh, there's actually not that many people, right?
Yeah. That's a crazy statistic about how many people can bench 225 or anything over that.
Can bench 225 lbs. Oop. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I've heard it, but only 17% of men who completed my survey had ever benched 225. I don't know how many people completed that survey. And only 1% had reached the next milestone of 315. So, but like, you go to the gym and, half the people there can bench 225. And you're like, oh, it's just a common thing. Yeah. But then you just look up how accurate this is. Like, less than 20%, I think it's safe to say, only can bench 225, that's pretty crazy. So,
yeah, we don't know what kind of people those are either. Like, those could be avid gym goers.
Right, too. Right. Yeah, it says 0.4% of the population can bench 225. But then that goes back to, like, piggyback of surround yourself like the people you want to be, whether that's income, money, getting better at your job, doing podcast stuff like that, hunting, gym stuff. I mean, that all kind of piggybacks off each other to where the environments that you're in is people that you want to try to be like, or that you're the same position that you can bounce ideas off, push each other, help each other through stuff. So once again, watch what environment you're in, because you always turn out like the people you surround yourself with 100%. So whether it is your significant other, the people you work with, the people especially you hang out with outside of work, because work comes and goes with people. So just really be careful who you pick to surround yourself with as an environment, because peer pressure over time will obviously occur.
Yep.
So that was already a solid 20. So we're going to put a little pause in it. I'll be right back 1 second.
Sounds even better.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back. Cupcake's got a sweatshirt on because he can't handle the cold.
Look, man, I can handle the cold, but like when I can't think straight because my hands are cold, I hate that.
What are you gonna do? Think crooked?
Huh?
My favorite.
It's because I'm not fat anymore. I don't have that extra layer of warmth and gushiness.
Oh, you're so gushy, don't you? Don't get that one confused. My favorites, dude, when I go to sleep, put it on like Cool 68. Wake up at the next morning around 6 or 7 o'clock, and it's 64 degrees.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's why I wait till you go to sleep and I change it.
That's why I wait till you go to sleep and I just change it again.
And then I change it again. Climate control war.
Anyway, what else you want to talk about?
Climate change.
How's the gym been going for you? Good?
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
me working out on a new split.
How's that 100 rep stuff doing?
You can definitely
Or
feel.
explain what it is, because
He's got me on like a new pump workout, is what he calls it.
I'll
And-
give you a. Never mind. Go ahead.
Dude,
Go ahead. Sorry.
We're
Yeah,
live.
whoa,
We're live.
whoa.
But yeah. So it's 3 different supersets.
What's a
So,
superset? I don't know.
Superset is like when you go from one workout
Super Saiyan with like,
and then you go to a different workout
Okay.
that's hitting a different muscle group,
yeah.
so that you can continuously flip back and forth, and it's a superset.
So you do one workout, finish that, and go right into another workout, finish that, and go right back to the starting one.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he's got me doing three of those. And
Okay.
one of them, the first one would be flies with curls.
Yep.
Both on the cable or the flies you can do on
So
a
like chest flies for your chest, and then curls for your biceps.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
Yep.
for each one of those supersets, it's 10 sets of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically doing 100 reps of 6 different workouts.
Or JT's math 1,000.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's 100
100
IQ.
Yeah, 100 IQ.
You know.
Exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, it's basically all upper body curls with supersetting with flies, and
Mhm.
then tricep push down superset with shrugs,
Mhm.
and then side lateral raises
Mm-hmm.
supersetted with assisted pull-ups.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed any weight drop, like loss of weight, tighter, skin around your muscles, more full muscles? Have you noticed anything like that past week doing that?
Definitely more fullness, more roundness to muscles and shape.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
pumps have been really good. He's also having me eat more food, raising the carbs up, getting my calories up,
Yeah.
trying to fill out a little bit,
Yeah.
add a little muscle.
How's the weight dropping at all? You kind of sitting. What you down to now? Like 100.
I was 192 or 3.
192. That's crazy, dude. I finally weigh more than you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Who would have thought?
5 years it took to get to this point.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Better late than never, though, right?
Exactly.
What's that saying that was a Dwayne Johnson said or somebody? It's best day to start is 5 years ago or something like that. Second best day to start's today. Something like that.
That's a cool saying.
You never heard that before?
No.
Yeah, I mean it's true. Like, you always think, man, like if I like started this or if I never stopped doing this, well, if you start today, a year from now, it's gonna be a complete difference. Like,
Yeah.
even with this podcasting stuff, like we stay consistent for just 1 year, it's gonna be a complete fold. I mean, look at the growth of just 3 weeks of doing it that we've done.
Yeah, it was episode 4, and like everything is so much better from the way our channel looks, from the way our lighting is, the way
We got
we
a
decorate the room.
beautiful shout out to my girlfriend of the best tree in the neighborhood. This one right here. So
The New Year's tree.
we got New Year's tree. Learn something new always. We got I don't know what's in that jar, but we got little stuff in the jar. Got a new car.
It's all cutesy in here now.
It is quote unquote cutesy.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. Yeah, it looks great. Everything's going good. But what were you talking about? Yeah, just and you think about, like, look at today, like everybody is always like saying that they want to do this, or like I'm gonna start a new diet or I'm gonna work for this goal. If you ever watch them, whoever makes it an entire just 1 year of grinding.
Exactly.
Or not even like if you enjoy it, then it's not grinding. Or if you just simply enjoy the grind, who actually makes it an entire year? Not very many people.
Yeah.
Right. So, like even with my show, I prepped an entire year for it. From when I started to stepping on stage, that's what an entire year can look like of progress, which is obviously 2 completely different people, whether it's in your mindset or what you look like. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's a lot easier nowadays than what it used to be when, like, the standard of when our parents were growing up or their parents was just working hard because that's what you had to do just to simply live.
Exactly.
Versus now it's a little bit easier to get by, or whenever universal income comes out, or there's other ways to get by where you don't have to work as hard. So if you are that person that can separate yourself and keep that consistent work for a year, 6 months, 8 months, that can totally offset your trajectory of your life and what you deem successful.
Exactly. I mean, I'm coming up on 8 months, and I definitely look like a completely different person.
Right. Right.
I,
Yeah.
I might try and throw up some pics or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
editing.
just not the ones you send me, but
Okay.
dude, don't set me up for stuff like that if you don't want to.
All right.
But yeah, I just keep thinking about like you gotta enjoy the grind. Like I don't know what was it, your buddy at the gym the other day. Asked how we're doing, living in paradise. He's like, yeah, somebody's paradise. I'm like, well, it's ours if you like living in hell. Like if
Exactly.
you enjoy, and I say quote unquote living in hell, like what the grind is, because the grind is hell. Once motivation's gone, and you're like, oh fuck. Like
Yeah.
this is what it's gonna take for the next. I don't know when the finish line is to get to where I go, and then once that becomes who you are, you're gonna lie to yourself if you think once you reach that goal you're just done. Like
Exactly.
whether it's either fitness or let's say you get that big house or you get that raise and you think, oh, I'm good. Like I'm just gonna chill here. No, no.
Yeah.
You create yourself as a whole new human being and then create a bigger goal to get to, right? So like I think people have like, a couple things that define who they are. Like when you look at a week long schedule, you have, things that you don't even think about, that are just going to be done, right? So whether it's, football's playing Saturday, you're watching that. Like it's already like mentally in your schedule where you work stuff around that. That's like what I noticed like a couple years ago. That's what the gym ended up being like me. Like when I wake up and I know, okay, we're gonna, attack the day, go through the day, whatever. Well, the gym's a part of that. Like whether, oh, I got to go to dinner. Okay, I'll do that after the gym. Like I think that's what will become once you get into the daily grind of trying to take a whole year to get to that goal. That whatever you're trying to do or whatever your daily habits of to get into that goal end up becoming who you are as a person. Where that's what I'm saying. Like to think once you get there, you're just gonna go back to what you used to be. It's you're gonna lie to yourself, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but that's just who you become to get to the next goal. It's just like building blocks. You gotta, you don't start at bottom and hit the top. You gotta slowly, little goals at a time.
Just slowly engraving it and chipping it into your soul,
Right, right.
making it part of your life.
Yeah, I mean, just like you losing weight, it ain't like, oh, by the end of the month, I'm gonna be 80 pounds lower.
Yeah.
It's like, no, today I'm gonna meal prep, and
Yeah.
then I gotta prep for tomorrow, and then soon it's just one day at a time. Like trying to break a bad habit, it's like, oh, by like 3 months, I'm not gonna be doing this anymore. No, it's like today, maybe tomorrow I will, but not today. Or like skipping a day or doing something, putting it off. Like I'll do it today. I'll skip tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, and then you're like, I'll skip tomorrow, and then you end up doing it that way,
Yeah.
and it just keeps stacking on top of itself.
I think I heard a stat where it's like it takes like 28 days to a month to create a good habit, and it's like less than a week to create or maybe break a bad habit, and then less than a week to create a bad habit.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's. I mean, just like credit score. I mean, it takes months to build a good credit score, and it takes about 2 weeks of not. You miss your house, you miss your car, you miss your credit card statement. Well, then just like that, same thing. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like and I've experienced it before early on in like my weightlifting lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, that like you take like 4 or 5 days off, either have a slight injury, you're on vacation and you just get back home. It's a lot. It's hard to start back up going to the gym again
Definitely.
if that's not your daily, like who you are. Like if someone sat you down and said who you are as a person and the gym isn't part of what you say, it's hard to get back into it for sure because you are going back to that hell where you have to suffer, you feel sore, you don't feel good at first, and then you start to crave that soreness or the, you know, the toughness of going to the gym and everything like that. Hey Sam, come here, Sam. We'll go outside in a second, buddy.
But yeah, like, dude, taking a week off from the gym and then going back in, like, you're just immediately sore again.
Yeah, yeah, and like that's what a lot of people I've talked to, like, oh, I don't want to be sore, like that. Don't go to the gym, like, oh, I don't want to be sore. But I'm like, it's just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just 2 weeks. Like it's.
There's 50 more in the year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's not
you'll be
that
all right.
bad. Like, and then like I always think about it, like good mindset to have is, in 6 months is this gonna affect me? Like, especially when you're getting upset at something or a situation's not good. What I've noticed too, like, car business, when a deal's going sideways or nothing's going good, like you fast forward 6 months, you can't even remember what that was. Like you lose a deal 6 months down the road, you don't even remember losing that deal.
Sometimes even less.
Yeah.
A week or two.
Right, like you can't recall whatever you were stressing about. Like subconsciously you'll probably learn and not make that mistake again, but you more than likely can't just pinpoint like that's what happened. Like, you don't dwell on it, or you shouldn't anyway, because that doesn't help you move forward at all. Just like failures, you fail or you don't win, you learn from it, move on. So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. So shooting the bow today, that's been great. That's been fun. Got into bow hunting a lot more this year. Shooting the bow a lot more consistently. It's a fun thing to do. It's different. And I haven't shot a ton of deer, but it's different shooting a deer with a bow, because you got to get within like 40 yards max. Comfortably shooting a deer, and that's pretty close to get to an animal. And then when you shoot, it's like everything freezes. Like it's like everything slows down, like, and everything is like a lot louder. Like when you like pull the trigger of your release, like you hear the bow, you watch the arrow, it's everything slows down so much more. It's a different experience. But my goal this year was, when the opportunity presented itself to shoot a deer, that I've put in enough practice to I can sit in the moment and just worry about the moment, not am I holding it right? Am I, where I'm setting up my bow right? Am I aiming right? So that's been very good, very good. So, what are you doing, Sam? Making a bunch of noise, buddy. What? Hey, go lay down. Go lay down. You go lay down. Okay. But yeah, it's been exciting shooting off the back porch and everything like that.
No. How often do you try to shoot it, like, during the week?
Sam, can you go lay down, please? Just stay. Just stop walking back and forth. Trying to shoot. Before season, I was trying to shoot almost every day. With the time change, kind of hurts that, because get off work at 5, whether you go to the gym or not. It kind of hurts because you can't really shoot in the dark. Even if you have the car parked in the yard, which I've done before, it's difficult doing it that way. But at least twice a week, I like to shoot before I go out hunting. Like I plan to go hunting this afternoon, and I like to at least throw out 15 to 20 arrows, just to get that subconscious feeling down. So when that opportunity presents itself, you don't think, you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So try to, during the season, 2-3 times a week, and before season leading up to it, 4 or 5 times a day, as much as you can, especially if you enjoy doing it. And then shooting with somebody too, like shoot with JT and make fun of him and stuff like that, also makes it a lot more interesting and fun.
Yeah.
And dude, we're already 4 minutes left to 20 minutes. Time goes by fast, dude.
Really fast when you're just, like, locked in and
Yeah,
you're just, like, in the moment.
Yeah, what's that phase called?
The flow? The flow state?
Yeah.
We're in the flow state.
Yeah, the DP flow state. You get that way on freaking COD sometimes, bro, or going to the gym or something like that. Like, we don't...
The COD's the most I've ever felt it.
Yeah, COD flow state crazy. We've been living together, friends for too long, where we like say the same stuff
Yeah.
pretty much daily. Of
It's like anytime we spend more than an hour together, we end up saying like one or two things.
yeah, a lot of times it's making fun of the same people, like,
Yeah.
like JT.
JT.
Yeah.
He's a big receiver.
He takes it well.
Yeah, he takes
Yeah, he
it.
does.
Takes
For-
a lot.
He learns to like it, doesn't he? Takes it good, but just like Sam, right, Sam? But yeah, no, it's that's kind of like what it's like when shooting a deer. You kind of hit that like flow state. That's why everything like slows down, and like that's all you're thinking about. You know, just like when you go to the gym, that's all you're thinking about is whatever you're doing, and just like with a stress reliever, like we talked about last episode, whether it's just whatever it is to distract your mind off, or just help you stop from being angry or upset or clear up your mind from the stress to then when you go to pick up where you left off on that task you're locked in, you're ready to go, it's a lot easier to think, just like having a second set of eyes on a project you're doing or something like that. So yeah, about the same thing. But how's prepping food going for you? Good?
Yeah, it's really good, especially since I've got more time during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. More like the food's more fresh because I prepare it better, and
Yeah.
I've got more time to actually sit there and enjoy the food.
Yeah, groceries definitely been cheaper too.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Now that we're not buying like super lean meat for 2 people.
Right. I can eat more venison, deer meat, stuff like that. Egg whites, dude. Egg whites are expensive.
Yeah.
Good source of protein. I think 1 cup's 26 grams of protein, but my golly, it's like for 1 carton of egg whites is what?
$4 to $5.
Yeah, all these.
It's $4.
How was that?
Like,
All these.
it was like $4.18 before tax or something like that.
Yeah. Because Kroger's like $5.99, $6.49, depending on if they're running a deal or something like that. So definitely good there. But yeah, egg whites is good source of protein, but man, it's expensive. So what time we at? Already less than a minute, so I guess we're gonna do a little pause and
be right back.
do a little picky up. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Bingo was his name, O-B-I-N-G-O, O-B-I-N-G-O, O-B-I-N-G-O.
And Bingo, what's his name,
Bitcoin. Alright, clap me off there, Daddy.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back. No update on little Bitcoin. $96,144.41 of United States dollars.
Yep.
Pretty good.
It hit a high of like 99,000.
Did it get 99? I say 98 for sure.
It hit 99. It was within like $250 of hitting 100K, which is exciting because when it hits that, I mean, when price action fluctuates like that and it hits a big marketing or a big mark number wise, it just shoots right through it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping like this is like a new standard, like the $60,000 to $65,000 mark was, because I mean if you had money previously in it and this is a new standard, well you just made that amount of money,
Yeah, like
so,
indefinitely because
right. If this is the new standard, I don't see Bitcoin going down any further than the previous $60,000 to $70,000 market was. But I'm curious to see if and when it does hit that 100,000 mark, if it doesn't really go below that. If like it takes off like you said.
Yeah, and that becomes like a really good support level for it, and it just hovers above it.
Right.
I think when it hits that, it's gonna break through really hard. Probably go up another 10 to 15%.
That'd be nice.
Just because of like that number specifically, like when it hits
it's
the
a good
news
looking
station,
number. Yeah, for sure.
It's any news station, any news outlet, all over the internet. People see that 100K, and it's like that's 100K. But when you say like 80, 70, like it doesn't have the power.
It's it's whenever you go to buy something, it's always at 98 cents, 99 cents, 97 cents, because that whole dollar just looks like you like humans, like the mind only focuses on like the first little bit of information they get. That's why like headlines are so misleading, because you read a headline and bam, you think that's true. Like just like you see $49.99, like, oh, it's $49.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It's, you know,
And
it's
the
1 cent
power of
away.
headlines in the news creates so much value in the market.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think also news are going to the wayside too. Like how prominent the internet is of spreading information. I think Twitter is the number one social media platform to get your news information from,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty crazy because Elon's got it set up where it's such a free speech platform. You know, whether you can have good and bad stuff on there, whether right wing, left wing, libertarian, whatever, you know, it can have a little bit of everything. But I think that's where a natural news cycles go through now, because people can post what they truly know or links to stuff, and that's where you can get information versus someone who's paid to read off a prompter of what the agenda to that network is trying to achieve, you know.
Yeah. And then people also hold each other more accountable. Like the news station, if they give out information that they later find out isn't true, like a lot of times they don't go back and correct themselves.
No, and like you
But
can
on there,
have a live conversation on Twitter
exactly.
of like, hey, this is what is true, and then you'd be like, no, it's not. Here's a link to why that's not true, or
Yeah.
like you have real conversations. Um, so yeah, I think that's another big benefit, because people can actually talk what they think, and what they actually truly find out, or what they have experienced, or you know, if you're part of a company, you can actually talk about it versus, you know, if you sign an MDA or whatever it's called, where you can't talk to anything about it. But um, what you thinking about AI? I'm gonna look at the video real quick.
AI is like, it's so helpful and it's so revolutionary. Like the way, like even the way we've just been using it just for this podcast is insane.
Definitely have helped us a lot. So
Like we don't know how to edit clips. To be completely honest. Yeah, we've got how many on our channel now?
2.3 million. Oh, 4, 5. I don't know. Something like that.
We've got a couple weeks worth of clips that's going out every day, and we literally just uploaded a video and asked it to make clips for us, and it titles it, adds descriptions, puts subtitles and everything, cuts it down, like makes us sound better, everything.
Yeah, what's cool about that is like, um, the video's doing well. They're up to $141
Yeah.
per share. What's cool about the AI side of things for YouTubing or whatever is that like, so when it comes to social media or growing your platform or trying to build something, as everything in life that you're trying to achieve, it is consistency. So instead of how it used to be, where you have to clip your own stuff, go back in, clip it, add subtitles or add filters or add comments or whatever, we basically got it down. So if we do an hour long podcast, we take 2 to maybe 3 hours after, and then we put it in this AI generator, and it will go through, clip everything for us, put a comments, put subtitles. All you do is download it, and then you go to YouTube, schedule it for what day and what time you want it to be posted. So really, we're posting every day, and off 3 to 4 hours worth of work, whether we do an hour or 2 hour long podcast. So I think that's huge for the consistency thing. Like, it's like we're always working, but we're not, you know.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say it's 2 to 3 hours of work. I mean, we film for an hour.
Well, I'm saying if we do a
isn't really-
2 hour podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like most of it is like uploading times, and then we go
Yeah,
through
like-
and like watch the clips. Like this is a good one, and then we'll
Yeah.
add
yeah.
that to a folder. And
Right.
That's what gets uploaded.
And then you schedule it. And then, like, you can set up YouTube where it already puts your hashtags that you want in each video already on there for you. It's just, it is become super simple where you really don't have to do that much to be consistent and what you're trying to achieve, which also I think helps for the longevity side of things, where, and I really don't like the term burnout, because that's just where the discipline kicks in of, yeah, stuff's gonna suck or you're gonna get bored after doing the same thing for a while, which we won't get that or get that as soon or really receive that because we really just put 1 day's worth of work in
Mm-hmm.
and 6 days are completed worth of work, and I think that's helped out tremendously, and it's a small price.
Yeah, and like just think about our picture, our profile logo.
Yeah, well, I forgot about that.
That was so easy, crazy.
It was actually fun to mess with because it's like, um, you basically just put in a saying, whatever you like, whatever your mind thinks of, you just type in whether it's a real sentence or not, and AI just takes it and makes it.
Yeah, you just write up a quick prompt for it. You say you want these letters in it or this word.
Yeah,
And it
neon
adds it in
lettering with
there.
black background is what
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, yeah, and then you added like with headphones.
So
And
like you did the work of like a graphic designer
yeah, that's who I'm.
within like 5 seconds.
Yeah, like if you're a home designer or graphic designer right now, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Exactly, or even editors. Like it's getting to the point where
Code
coding,
creators or
yeah.
something like that. Like, what are you gonna like? Because AI can work 24/7.
Yeah. And like I
Not
was
need a
telling
lunch
you the other
break.
day, there was like a whole website designed around.
It was free too. It wasn't.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was free.
Yeah.
But like the AI was free, but like this website was called Fiverr. There's a bunch of people on
Fighter or fiber?
Fiverr. Like
Fiverr. Oh,
five. Yeah.
Fiverr. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was called Fiverr. And what you would do there is you would just post like you'd either go there to buy something or go there to provide a service. And it's like a really small service that you could do online. So like making a video, adding subtitles to things, making little logos or
Mhm.
graphic designs for people, anything online that somebody can do, just and it would be like $5 and it'd be
Mhm.
like something small
Mhm.
or like 5 to 10, 20, whatever. But like the minimum was like $5. It was like like a Dollar Tree.
Mhm.
And basically a lot of those jobs on there are now obsolete.
Yeah, I think a lot of computer jobs are gonna be that way too. Like, or even your marketing agents too, because like people in marketing, they have to look at data and then figure out what kind of people they want to target and push ads to. Well, AI can just see all this market, see other markets and where the market's going towards, and then plan ahead for that while hitting the market that is currently changing or that's currently already hitting. So it's gonna be crazy. Like when you go look up something on Google, the first link is always an AI description, and then you go to the links of what you're actually looking at too. So I think about the only stuff that's gonna be left behind is just real people interactions, like podcasting and stuff like that too. Which maybe down the road, when we keep being this consistent, everybody when universal basic income comes out, more people are gonna be at home on computers. Podcasting may blow up that way too, of viewership, or streamers even streaming on stuff like that too. So that's maybe.
I also think like past that, like what the main workforce is going to be is services.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be like your plumbing, your electrician,
Stuff
those
that
trade
robots
jobs,
can't do. Yeah,
or
yeah.
like a hairstylist or a dog groomer, dog walkers. Like those type of things are they may seem like not like the best occupations in the world or like pay the best, but like pretty soon those will be like the main jobs for people.
I think it's whatever stuff isn't consistent. Like whatever job isn't consistent. Like if you're doing computer work, that's consistent, right? Because that's mainly just data driven. If you're entering something, if you're just taking orders, that's all inconsistent. But like when you have inconsistent work, like JT is a lineman, or my brother does HVAC, like that, you have to climb a ladder to get to here to fix this problem, and that may not be the problem. So, and it may lead to like where you plug something in and it runs a diagnostic, like what you do with a car, figure out what the problem is, but then a mechanic's got to come in and fix it because
Exactly.
everything's changing, right? But yeah, like your factory line workers, like what you used to do, that's all going to be.
Automated.
Yeah, because you can run 24/7. It's all machine based, so you're not hurting nobody's feelings if you don't give them a lunch break. You don't have to pay them. You just have to pay for the machine and upkeep. which in long term is going to be a lot cheaper, whether it's more expensive up front because it runs longer, faster, without brakes. So give me a crazy change. Give me a crazy change. I don't.
Exactly. And
Interessante.
I mean the relieving part about that, like if you're working in those kind of occupations right now, is that it's gonna be some time before we get there.
Yeah, but I think no longer in the next 10 years.
Yeah, but the robot side, like the inside your house, like they're just now figuring out how to make them like walk well and like clench their hands.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the I forgot what company it was, but they're like one of the top like robot building companies, and they were the first ones to figure out how to get a robot to like sway out of the way while somebody's walking by.
Oh, really?
Like that was so difficult to code and like have the robot figure out.
Yeah.
But they're the first ones to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think it's just going to progressively get quicker. Getting like, better. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not going to be like a gradual thing. It's an exponential thing with technology.
Yeah, like once that bridge gets gapped, it's just going to keep getting better. And then it'll eventually just where it's like you can't even like see the difference. It's just continuously bettering itself to the point where you don't even like notice it's getting better. It's just like, or you don't notice this to this. It's just gradually straight up getting better. So it'll be curious to see what the world turns into. Like driving cars, like you see all the major sports cars like Lamborghini, Audi with R8s. I think even Porsche's going to it. Even the new M5s and stuff like that. The new C63s with Mercedes, they're all either going to at least a hybrid motor, or even like Corvette with the E-Ray and stuff like that. They're going to either hybrid or all electric, because that's going to be the future. And then you already got a computer or battery running the car. What's the difference between having a battery and then a computer to drive the car?
Yeah.
So that's everything's going to go to that place where basically if you can get a hand on, in internal combustion or a vehicle without hybrid system, where that's going to be obsolete here probably the next 10 years, I'd say 15 years, depending on how self-driving can be incorporated, which I know Teslas do a pretty good job of it, decent job of it. I know nothing's perfect yet, so.
Yeah, I mean, of course there's going to be like flaws and errors and stuff, but like.
But it's the minimizing that error gap is
as
what
time goes on.
Yeah, and all they need to do is prove that this is better or more effective than humans driving, and then you can't really go back from it. Like, because what's your argument of, oh, the government can control my car? Well, do you want more people dying from accidents? You can't. That you can't handle that objection. Other than no, of course not. Okay, so this is the answer. Yeah. So because then you also can't prove, well, the government's going to have control of my car. You can't prove that until it's already too late, and you can't be like, oh, I want to have hold of my car. Well, you're now a liability, to other people on the road. Like, don't you want it to be safer? Yeah. So I'd be curious to see what happens. It'll almost be like a vacation driving your own car. Yeah. Like actually driving your own car, because one day it's not going to be like that. In our lifetime it will be, for sure.
It'll be like a recreational activity.
Yeah. You'll probably go to a track and then you'll get put in a car to drive it, So I don't know. I know our lifetime from where we started with, I guess, minimal technology, when we were growing up, the iPhones were coming out and stuff like that. Was it 2011 the first iPhone come out? Or was it earlier before that? I know like the BlackBerry my parents had, or my mom had. Dad always carried a flip phone because he's old.
I think it might have been a little bit earlier than that.
Maybe 06. When did the first iPhone come out?
I remember
2007. So
yeah,
I mean, we were 5-6 years old. So, and then now just, look at Face ID, everything like that it's turned into. But it'll come to the point where phones are just basically in your head too, Or like, have you seen the new Ray-Ban glasses where you can say like, hey Meta, and like the Ray-Ban glasses will show you on your screen, like on your lens, like what you're looking for, or will talk to you in your ear what your question was, or you say, hey Meta, start recording, and it has a camera in the frame, so it'll start recording.
Wow.
whatever-
So like the augmented reality.
basically
thing.
in glasses now. Yeah,
Mhm.
Ray-Ban's already doing that. So like and it's only gonna get better here. Like, and then when AI can actually start contributing to the growth of uh, bettering technology, it's only gonna get better faster. So it's curious to see, curious to see. But then you go to the fact, like, what if all the electronics get shut down?
EMP goes off.
And you're fucked.
Nobody can
like,
move. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's when your hunting comes. That's why it's good to know how to kill animals. To eat. Obviously you never want to just kill an animal, but kill an animal to survive. Your computer's not going to be worth very much when it doesn't work anymore. You can't drive your car anymore. So, yep. So, I don't know. Anything you want to touch on that? Because we're already another 20 minutes. It's crazy. Crazy how fast it is.
Wow. Not on that specifically. No. You want to talk about the DP dailies that we plan on doing?
Yeah, we've been planning out this idea on just doing like little short videos of daily stuff we do, whether it's like shooting bows, if we're blessed with shooting a deer, tracking a deer, taking ice baths, working out in the yard, shooting a bow 100 yards, doing just fun stuff like that, and posting clips on Wednesdays. We're going to start playing around with the videography side of things. So any ideas, let us know. If not, we're going to keep pondering that idea. But we're mirroring on another 20 minutes of video footage. So thank you everybody for listening again. Like, subscribe, comment, let people know. Anything you guys say? Else you're good.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you everybody. Have a good rest of your day.